You know, the first thing I do when I wake up every morning is think about the safety and security of all students here. It's actually even before education, just because of school safety, how it's been in the media, and unfortunately, you know, things that have happened over the last number of years. I was actually out of the building the day that this occurred, and I received a text message from Miss May, who was an assistant principal here. She asked me if I could call ASAP. She had something very important to discuss with me.
What Miss May was calling about was a threat made by two students in March of 2014 to walk through these halls, gunning down students.
I have to thank and applaud the students who came forward and shared that information with Miss May, because if it wasn't for them, who knows what would have happened here.
I mean, I knew it was a threat, and I knew that if I didn't do something and if like my fellow students didn't do something, it could have been a pretty big tragedy. I sat at the one kid's lunch table. At first it was kind of like, he would kind of like bring it up every now and again, but it like wasn't a recurring thing. Then it escalated pretty quickly, and things were said and items were shown that just, I knew there was a serious threat. A couple weeks later, he started bringing this like school shooting thing up, and he would joke about it a little bit. And I was like, oh, whatever. I mean, just let him go. And then like a month or two, it kind of like disappeared and like it didn't come up. Then he came with a map and was like, yo guys, look at this. This is what I'm gonna do. And I was like, dude, that's too far.
A lot of students looked at that as just a joke. The weekend prior to us receiving this information, there was an incident that happened outside of school that prompted some students to put two and two together and made them think that this might really happen. That incident made it real for a lot of individuals that yes, it could happen here.
After Matt and a few other students reported the threat to Miss May, an investigation took place that led to the arrest of the two potential shooters. It was after this incident that the seriousness of the situation was revealed to the public, causing the spread of various rumors.
I heard everything from like they had guns already in the school to he actually shot somebody, and just some really wacky ones.
The students and parents of Cedar Crest put the responsibility of safety on district police officers Kristen Hauk and Justin Schlotman. But as Matt has shown, a gun and a badge aren't always the first lines of defense.
I feel they did the right thing. They took some concern for the lives of their fellow students. There's no perfect scenario. If nothing was said, you can sit there and go through your mind what could have happened, what would have happened. We reacted accordingly and made sure all the students were safe. You do your best to prepare for it. Having a proactive approach rather than a reactive approach is more beneficial. It's almost like the school's your community, and I'm only one person and I only have one set of eyes, and we can't be everywhere all the time. But the students, they're all over the place. Those are extra sets of eyes. Those are extra people in your community that are able to see what's happening. You know, some people might be afraid to say stuff, and it happens out on the street. It's not a bother. I'd rather investigate something and find out it's false rather than it be, somebody not say something terrible happened here, and that person has the guilt of, oh, I could have said something, but I chose not to. It's a form of community policing, and it's not snitching, it's doing the right thing.
In addition, I honestly think it's all of our efforts together to work together and identify potential threats.
Everyone needs to pitch in to keep everyone else safe. It just goes to show that like one comment can just ruin your life. And I feel like it wasn't blown out of proportion because a lot of people make threats. You gotta address them because sometimes they'll actually turn out to be a real incident. And then you're the one that just shrugged off the threat and let it happen. And you have to live with that then for the rest of your life.